All right. This is a joint Public Safety Committee meeting. Today is September the 24th, 2024. The time is 1:08. Our first item of business is to review and approve the minutes of September the 10th. If there are no additions or corrections to the minutes, we will entertain a motion to approve as written.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, Detective Fikes, can you call up the first item for us, please?
First item, Madam Chair, will be Kent Quick, number 929, 1500 Lakeshore Parkway, Birmingham, Alabama, 35211, Wesley Ryan Hill.
Is the applicant here? Come and state your name at the podium. Come state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Wesley Ryan and my address is 432.
And hit the little silver buttons in front of you. The little silver buttons, so we can, right in front of you. Yes, turns the mic on.
Okay. So 432 Schwartz Lane, Estill Springs, Tennessee.
Okay. All righty. Detective Fikes, is any incidents at this location?
No incidents, Madam Chair.
Okay. Ms. Brown, are they in good standing with taxes and revenue?
Madam Chair, they are in good standing with tax and license.
And Mr. Lowe, do they meet, the applicant meets zoning?
Yes, they meet zoning requirements.
Okay. The applicant presented to the Oxmoor Valley on 8/12/24. 20 were in attendance, 17 supported this item. So Councilor Williams, do you have questions for the applicant?
I do not. Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, my staff will be in touch with you and let you know when you go to the council for a full vote.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Detective Fikes, can you call up the next item for us, please?
Next item, Madam Chair, will be Wooden City, Birmingham, 2335 Morris Avenue, Suite 1 and 2, Birmingham, Alabama, 35203. Mr. Dan Kramer.
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yeah, Dane Kramer.
Okay. All righty. Detective Fikes, any incidents at this location?
No incidents at this location.
Okay, Ms. Brown, are they in good standing with tax and revenue?
Yes, they're in good standing with tax and revenue.
And Mr. Lowe, does the applicant meet zoning?
Yes, he does meet zoning requirements.
Is anybody here to speak for or against this item? Okay, the applicant met with the Central City neighborhood on 7/5/24 and voted, 17 were in attendance and 17 supported this endeavor. Could you tell us about what kind of business this is, restaurant?
Yeah, it's a restaurant. It's like modern fine dining. We have a location in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's full service, open every day, 7 days a week, about 4 to 10 o'clock. But yeah, like modern American. So we have wood-fired pizzas, but also nicer entrees and stuff.
Okay. Councilor Williams, do you have questions for the applicant?
What does your shirt mean? What is Wooden City?
What?
What does your shirt mean? What is Wooden City?
Oh, so actually our first location is in Tacoma, Washington, and a nickname for that city was like the Wooden City because of the logging industry, and so the owners just, we like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of stuck.
Interesting. All right. Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that item passes the council agenda. My staff will be in touch with you, let you know when you go to the council for a full vote.
Thank you.
Thank you. Detective Fikes, can you call up the next item for us, please?
Yes, Madam Chair, the next item will be Mo's One Stop, 3925 9th Court, Birmingham, Alabama, 35224. Mr. Mohammed.
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Hey, my name is Mohammed. The location 3925 North Court to Birmingham.
Okay, Detective Fikes, are there any incidents at this location?
Yes, there are some incidents at this location. On yesterday, we conducted a business check of Mo's. He was found to have several empty boxes of Bud Light, Budweiser, and Modelo boxes. He was also found to have 8 bottles of wine, 9 bottles of Fireball shots, 31 bottles of Slam Z alcohol shots, and 7 Yingling beers, and it's other activities that we're investigating at this time.
Ms. Brown, is the applicant in good standings with taxes and revenue?
They are in good standing with taxes and revenue.
Mr. Lowe, does the applicant meet zoning?
Yes, he does meet zoning.
Is anybody here to speak for or against this item? Okay. Come and state your name and address for the record, please.
Ivy Lassiter, 616 Indiana Street.
Leroy Lassiter, 616 Indiana Street, Birmingham, Alabama, 35224. And I am the president of the Wylam Neighborhood Association.
And I'm the
And this is
secretary.
secretary.
Okay. So, Mr. Lassiter, I see that the applicant presented to the neighborhood on May the 7th, 2024, 13 were in attendance and 6 opposed. So you said the store is across the street from Wylam Elementary School, and the association was not in favor of this.
Correct.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lassiter. Did, Councilor Williams, do you have questions for the applicant?
Sure. Would the applicant please come forward?
Mr. Muhammad, can you please come back to the mic?
Mr. Muhammad, would you tell me about what's going on at your location?
Okay.
What type of business is this?
It's convenience store.
It's a convenience store, okay. And so have you had a beer and wine license in the past?
The first owner, he was have the alcohol license,
Okay.
2021.
Back in 2021? And you purchased the store since then?
Yeah,
And you run the store yourself?
yeah,
Are you the owner of the store?
yeah,
Yes, you are the owner of the store. So you're responsible for everything that goes on within the store?
okay,
No, sir, it's yes or no.
no,
Are you no, you're not responsible for everything that goes on within the store?
yeah, yeah,
Yes, you are responsible
Yes.
for everything. Okay. Okay. I have a motion to move this to the full council with a recommendation of no, not to approve, based on the officer's testimony of what appears to be alcohol sales at this location and other items that Birmingham Police may or may not be investigating.
Second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Muhammad, that item will go to the full council for a public hearing. And my staff will be in touch with you when you are to show up at council meeting for the public hearing.
okay.
Thank you. Detective Fikes, can you call up the next item, please?
Yes, Madam Chair, the next item will be Legion Field, 400 Greymount Avenue West, Birmingham, Alabama, 35204. Mr. Marvin Spencer.
Don't see the applicant here.
Okay. Motion to delay till next public safety meeting.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that item is delayed to the next public safety meeting. The next item is item number 6, and it is sorry, 5. Is it 5? I'm sorry. Detective Fikes, can you call up the next item?
Yes, Madam Chair, the
Oh.
next item will be
Last night.
Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center, 2221 9th Avenue North, Birmingham, Alabama, 35203. Wayne Averett.
All right, Mr. Snyder.
And good afternoon, Tad Snyder with the BJCC, 2100 Richard Arrington Jr. Boulevard.
Ted, could you tell us what this is for?
Yes, ma'am. This is for the transfer of an existing license for one of the retail containers that's within City Walk that's been operated by our concessionaire Sodexo for the last several years since the World Games. We're transferring this to operate it internally within the BJCC to do two primary things. One is to have more consistent operation around times of use and to lower the cost to people that are using it, since we won't, it's all right. Some bug was flying in my face. So we don't have to split the cost, split the revenue with our concessionaire. So that's the primary reason. Continue to operate as exactly as it has for the last 2 years.
Okay, Detective Fikes, any incidents for this?
No incidents.
Ms. Brown, are they in good standing with taxes and revenue?
Yes, they're in good standing.
And Mr. Lowe, does the applicant meet zoning?
Yes, ma'am, they do meet zoning.
Okay, the applicant presented to the Drury Hills neighborhood on 8/26/24, 12 were in attendance, 3 supported, and 3 with no recommendation. Anybody here to speak for or against this item? Councilor Williamson, you have questions for Mr. Snyder?
No, but thank you, Mr. Snyder, for everything that you are doing in terms of working with us on projects. I hope the amphitheater stays on time and on target budget, and I have a motion to approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Snyder, that item passes committee, and we will send it
Thank
to the
you.
council for a vote. Thank you. All right, the final item is item number 6. Okay, it is it is section 10-2-9 emergency and experimental regulation. The chief of police by and with the approval of the city traffic engineering is hereby empowered to make regulations necessary to make effective and provisions of this title and any other traffic ordinance of the city and make enforce temporary and experimental regulations to cover emergencies or special conditions. No such temporary or experimental regulation shall remain in effect no more than 90 days. The city traffic engineer may test traffic control device under the actual conditions of traffic. So this is a 90-day extension having the Peace Lake, initiative. So is anybody here from legal to talk about this item?
I'll have Attorney Bernard, Attorney Abrams, and Director Lumpkin if any questions arise.
Good afternoon. Wow,
Good
that's loud.
afternoon.
My name is Joseph Abrams, and I have the good fortune of serving as Chief Assistant City Attorney in the Office of the City Attorney. Back on July 8th of this year, the Mayor, Chief Thurman, in conjunction with BDOT, launched Project Safe Streets in the East Lake community. That project is a strategic public safety initiative that's designed to limit the points of ingress and egress into that community. Also, as part of that project, there were some very strategic code enforcement efforts that were implemented. Now, the authority for the project is set to end in October, so we're here specifically asking that this committee recommend to the full council an extension of that project for an extended period of time not to exceed 90 days. In so doing, that extension will allow us to provide the impacted residents with reasonable notice, so they would have an opportunity to come before the full council and express their, likes, dislikes, in association with the street closings. And in addition to that, the matter would be set for the full council to consider whether or not the project should remain in a permanent nature. So this is essentially just an ask for additional time to allow us to notify members of the community so that they can come before council and express their desires as it relates to the project. So we will entertain any other questions if there are.
Councilor Williams, you have questions?
I do. When did the council first vote on this ordinance?
So the council didn't vote on this measure based on the code section that Councilor Tate read. The mayor, through the chief of police, in conjunction with BDOT, had the express authority to implement these experimental regulations on a temporary basis, and that period of time was 90 days. So I believe we are on day 79, and so we're before this body asking for a recommendation to the full council so that we can have additional time to put it before council and allow the impacted residents to have an opportunity to participate in the discourse.
Okay. Well, no one came before me before it started, and no one has contacted me about how it's going after it started, so I do not support any type of furthering this until someone picks up the phone or their computer and emails me about what's going on. I was shocked to find out that this was going on myself from calls from residents, not by anyone in City Hall, notifying me that it was going on. So since we have been, or not we, I'm going to speak for my office, since I have been wholly left out of notification of anything going on around this project or the mere fact that the project is happening, I am not going to vote for an ordinance to codify something of which no one is communicating to me about.
May I respond to that point briefly? Sure. So we're essentially just asking for a 90-day extension. This matter will be brought before the entire council for a hearing. We are just asking for enough time to allow the residents who are impacted to get the notice. So we're not asking for the implementation of a permanent measure at this point. We're just simply asking for a limited slice of life to give us an opportunity to get all the notices out to the individuals who are impacted.
And respectfully, sir, if y'all haven't asked for a vote for us, then you should communicate with us about what the project is, how it's going, the fact that the project exists, before you ask for the vote, so then we can learn about the project. I'm not voting for this.
I want to hear from Ms. Lumpkin to Attorney Abrams to talk about, I hear Council Williams' concern, but, you know, to brief us, like, what is going on with this project, like, what are the constituencies are saying. And so moving forward, I hear Attorney Abrams saying that it would give people in the neighborhood an opportunity to come before the full council. Am I hearing that right, to express their thoughts and concerns about how this project is working in Eastlake?
Yes, ma'am. So on several occasions, our team has gone out and canvassed the neighborhood in that space, making them aware of the process that's been happening. And so there were notifications about them going down. There was a town hall meeting or a neighborhood meeting to share with them what the intent of the project was. And also there is a meeting to kind of share with them what we've found at, during this period of time. And so we are not trying to impose our will on anyone. It's really to understand what the residents want and if they think that it's made a difference at all. So coming before you is to give them another space to be heard, and for you all to provide input as well.
Okay, so when you say coming before us to give them input, will it be another town hall meeting, or what's the plan going forward?
Yes.
So bring it before the full council, or do we plan to set up another town hall sitting?
Yes, there will be another town hall. Actually, we'll be speaking with them this afternoon, and they'll be able to give us input before the time period is over. And no permanent decisions will be made. It's really wanting to hear if an impact has been made and if they can feel the changes in the neighborhoods.
And so that, at that point, you, as Councilor Williams has expressed, you'll be sending out that correspondence and alerting the council to be a part of these discussions and hearing what the neighbors are saying.
Yes, so the public hearing will be before you all.
Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
Okay.
needs to be amended? Wow, what's the name here?
This right here. Okay, read that again? Yeah, just read that again,
Oh, okay.
Gotcha, yeah. All right, we are back.
Okay, motion on this item.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, this is item number 6, is an ordinance to allow the chief of police and the traffic engineer to extend experimental road closure in East Lake Project Safe Streets, East Lake, beyond the 90 days authorized by section 10-2-9 of the General City Code to provide time for notice and hearing on further extension of the project.
Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that item passes. The
Motion to adjourn.
committee, I second you, Councilor Williams. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.